Coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios, this is Prime News on SABC 3. Here are the stories making headlines.
With this discovery, it shows that there might be a light at the end of a tunnel.
Police search and rescue teams have discovered parts of a vehicle inside the Hanops River in Centurion.
If we work together, stay focused, we can chart a better course for our economy and our people.
Finance Minister has announced the date for the tabling of the country's revised 2025 budget. And President Ramaphosa to establish a judicial commission of inquiry to probe if attempts were made to prevent the investigation or the prosecution of apartheid-era crimes referred by the TRC to the NPA. Good evening and a warm welcome to Prime News on 3. An absolute pleasure it is to be in your company this evening. I am Paulette Nao. National Police spokesperson Brigadier Athlenda Mate says that search and rescue teams have discovered a rear and front bumper of a vehicle in the Hanops River. She was, however, quick to state that the forensics personnel are still to ascertain if the car parts belong to the vehicle used by the 3 police constables mentioned in the culpable homicide case under investigation.
The team has been hard at work. From the morning, they have been searching. So our police divers use wader sticks when they search for objects in water or in rivers. So that particular wader stick felt a metal object. So we believe that it could be the vehicle that we are looking for, because 150 meters from there, we found a police reflector jacket with the name of Constable Linda. So we've also recovered a front bumper and a back bumper of a vehicle. So what the analysts are doing, they are collecting the data dots and they're seeing if they can link the vehicle parts to the vehicle that we are looking for.
Residents of Bloemfontein have expressed shock and disbelief after learning of the discovery of the bodies of the 3 missing police officers in the Hanops River in Centurion yesterday. Residents say the police officers' lives were cut short and those responsible should face the full might of the law.
The discovery of the bodies of the 3 police officers has sent shockwaves through Bloemfontein. Residents say the officers were still young and had bright futures ahead of them.
What is more shocking is the circumstances around their death. Because when I first heard the news, it was suspected that they had been kidnapped. And when time goes on, their bodies are found. It is not clear whether it was an accident or that and that. But we are grateful that they are found. At least we will know what happened to them. But as a nation, we are definitely crying.
This is painful, and I hope the government will make sure everyone follows the law and protect the police officers and hire more police to ensure that everyone is protected in this crime-ridden country.
Police Union Bob Crew in the Free State has applauded SABC members who worked tirelessly to investigate the case. The union has also sent a message of condolences to the bereaved family members.
We want as Bob Crew to appreciate the smooth reaction and the intervention made by the National Commissioner of the South African Police Service insofar as ensuring that he really visits the families and also come up with a clear multidisciplinary team that led to the discovery of the bodies.
A prayer service to support the families of the deceased will be held in Bloemfontein on Thursday. Aphumelele Mdlalane, SABC News, Bloemfontein.
An investigation into the death of the 3 constables whose bodies were recovered from the Hanops River will soon uncover the cause of death. That's according to Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who updated the media on the investigation on the sidelines of his department's meeting with MNCs of community safety from all provinces.
The biannual Minimec meeting serves as a platform for officials to update each other on progress made in efforts to deliver services. For the police, provinces get an opportunity to canvass for the National Ministry's support to back their crime-fighting initiatives.
We came to this Minimec as the province not only to cement the relationship that we have developed with the National Ministry, but also to assist us to deal with the issue of crime in our province. We remain embarrassed and ashamed that we are the epicenter of crime in our country.
Police say their colleagues in the province sounded alarm bells when they did not report for duty last Thursday.
When we did not see them pitching up for duty on Thursday morning, it's when then we escalated the matters to the NOCC, we escalated it to the National Commissioner, we escalated to the two provinces, Gauteng and Free State.
They say footage from Gauteng's discontinued e-tolling gantries have played a significant role in the investigation.
Around 02:22, we do have a central camera that is at Brakfontein interchange that have captured the car passing there.
We are then urging the public to, although free to express themselves, but have compassion and sympathy with this sensitive matter.
Biman Baloyi, SABC News, Bilabila.
Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana will present another national budget to Parliament on the 21st of May. This comes after the decision by government to scrap the previously proposed 0.5 percentage points of value-added tax increase that received serious backlash.
Good morning, everyone.
The Finance Minister has described what transpired over the past few months around the national budget as messy. Enoch Godongwana says those in government are navigating an uncharted terrain of a coalition government where everyone is learning.
We must do more with less, review government spending critically, root out waste. Every cent of public money must be spent wisely. The second issue, we must strengthen revenue collection. As you are aware, in the same budget, we're making provision for SARS to collect more, particularly for those who still owe SARS.
The department says credibility will lie in whether the final budget will reflect the careful and responsible management of government's finances and fiscal sustainability.
We had an opportunity to engage with investors on the sidelines of the spring meetings in Washington last week. And the feedback from investors is exactly that. Fiscal credibility is measured by both the investors and by the rating agencies as a function of how effective we are as custodians of public finances.
I love you all.
Godongwana says borrowing more is not an option, adding that it would worsen the country's debt crisis, with South Africa already spending more than R1 billion a day to service debt. Gloria Sefakomosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Thank you for staying with us. We now continue with this. ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula says political parties in the Government of National Unity will soon meet to renegotiate the terms and conditions of the GNU. Prior to Treasury's decision to reverse the VAT hike, the ANC and the DA had been at loggerheads over the fiscal framework, resulting in the future of the DA in the GNU being questioned.
The ANC and other political parties, first and foremost, they are making up for a loss because the minister wouldn't have taken the 10 years taken if there was no court case. This is what was voted for in terms of the budget framework in Parliament. And that is why Action SA, BUSA and others kept on harping on the question that the budget will not increase beyond the 1st of May. And that is the question that was voted for and answered in Parliament when the budget framework was actually introduced. So this is not fudged or made up. It is in the order paper of Parliament.
President Cyril Ramaphosa is to establish a judicial commission of inquiry to probe if attempts were made to prevent the investigation or the prosecution of apartheid-era crimes referred by the TRC to the NPA. He maintains that all affected families deserve closure and justice. The establishment of the commission follows a settlement discussion in a court application brought by families of victims of the apartheid-era crimes.
Allegations of improper influence in delaying or hindering the investigation and prosecution of apartheid-era crimes have persisted from previous administrations. Through this commission, President Ramaphosa is determined that the true facts be established and the matter brought to finality. The presidency will shortly make an announcement on the head of the Commission of Inquiry, the timeframes, and the full terms of reference.
The disciplinary hearing against senior counsel advocate Dali Mpofu has been postponed due to a power outage and amendments to the charge sheet. Mpofu now faces 4 charges for breaching the code and bringing the legal profession into disrepute.
Electricity challenges and the withdrawal of charges due to Chief Justice Mandisa Maya and former public protector Advocate Thuli Madonsela's indication that they will not participate in proceedings have led to the postponement of the disciplinary inquiry against senior counsel Advocate Dali Mpofu without a new date in sight. A puzzling development to the complainant, the Council for the Advancement of the South African Constitution, as its Executive Director Lawson Naidu states that its complaint is not dependent on the participation of individuals.
Well, the 2 charges that relate to Advocate Mpofu's conduct in relation to Professor Thuli Madonsela and the Chief Justice Maya, we've been informed that those 2 individuals did not want to proceed, but the complaint was laid by CASAC and was not dependent on the approval or even the evidence of those people.
Mpofu, who says he will await the new charge sheet, maintains the claim that this is merely a quote-unquote witch hunt.
This whole thing is a witch hunt which is politically motivated. I mean, some of the charges, as I said, are very laughable, to say the least, and those laughable charges have been dropped to prove that they were indeed laughable. Even the remaining ones, I think, are just nonsensical equally.
However, the complainant who lodged the complaint in 2023 refutes the claim that it was politically motivated.
This is an issue of great public concern in terms of the conduct of senior members of the legal profession that has the propensity to reduce public confidence in legal processes and ultimately in the rule of law.
All eyes are now on the Legal Practice Council for the next steps in the misconduct probe. Kani Mapanga, SABC News, Pretoria.
Welcome back. Now on to this. Rwanda's foreign minister has confirmed that his country is facilitating and escorting semi-DRC troops and equipment from the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo through its territory to Tanzania for repatriation. The Southern African Development Community, or SADC, terminated the deployment in March after operations came to a halt due to a major M23 advance in the Eastern Congo, supported by Rwanda's defense force that left more than a dozen troops dead.
Rwanda's Foreign Minister Olivier Nduhungirehe confirmed to SABC News that they were providing safe passage to SAMI-DRC personnel and the equipment from their troop-contributing countries, which include South Africa, Malawi and Tanzania. SADC decided to terminate its deployment in eastern Congo following the deaths of 17 soldiers, including 14 SANDF troops, bringing their December 2023 deployment to help restore peace in eastern Congo in support of the DRC government to a rapid end. Reports that, according to an M23 official, only a portion of the SAMI-DRC force departed Goma on Tuesday, with others expected to follow later, pointing to a phased withdrawal that will take some time. SAMI-DRC troops were confined to their bases for months following the Rwandan-backed M23 advance in the region. But these visuals show a convoy of vehicles moving through Rwanda heading towards the Rusumo border with Tanzania and escorted by the Rwandan Defense Force. Reports suggest the SAMI-DRC convoy will travel to Chato in northwestern Tanzania before repatriation to various countries. Shervin Bryceby's SABC News, New York.
Well, with that, it's time now to have a look at the latest weather forecast.
Thank you very much and a warm welcome to the weather desk. Take a look at our weather for tonight. Isolated to a sketchy chance of showers and thundershowers will dominate most parts of the southwestern interior with a 30% chance of showers and rain mainly over KwaZulu-Natal, scattered over the Eastern Cape into the southeastern parts of the Northern Cape province. Now for tomorrow, isolated showers will still remain for the southern parts, mainly scattered along the south coast as well as over the northeastern areas covering Gauteng, the eastern parts of the northwest into the southern parts of Mpumalanga. 30% chance of showers and thundershowers still expected for the northeastern parts covering the northwest into the southern parts of Limpopo. In our warnings for tonight, severe thunderstorms are expected for the southeastern parts of the Northern Cape, expected to result in heavy downpours that lead to localized flooding, a possibility of damaging winds as well as a possibility of hail and excessive lightning this evening. For most parts of the east coast of the Eastern Cape province, we're expecting damaging winds and waves that might result in navigation at sea being difficult. Take a look at for tomorrow's most parts of the severe weather alerts expected most of the east coast to be affected by damaging winds and waves into the western parts covering south coast of the Western Cape province. We're expecting damaging waves as well as most parts of the damaging winds and waves covering into the east coast, just the southern parts of KwaZulu-Natal, where we're expecting navigation at sea to be disrupted. For the northeastern parts, severe thunderstorms are expected for the eastern areas of the northwest into Gauteng, as well as the northeastern areas of the Free State and the southern parts of Mpumalanga. Take a look at our overnight temperatures. Will be cold in most parts of the central interior, with Bloemfontein's minimum reaching 10 degrees, 8 in De Aar, and Sutherland will be cold at a minimum of 1 degree. For the northeastern parts, we're expecting Musina to reach a minimum of 15, 17 in Palabora, but tomorrow it will be hot in Musina with a maximum of 32 degrees, 34 in Palabora. For the central parts, Bloemfontein will peak at 19 degrees. For the southwestern areas, Sutherland will be cold at a maximum of 8 degrees. And that's it from our weather. Do stay tuned.
That concludes our time together this evening. Much gratitude for joining us. Until next time, it's good night and God bless.